As we rapidly approach the title of adulthood, one may ask, who are the feds? What do they do? Well, you came to the right place. Here in this mystic land lie all the answers for known Fed knowledge. First question, many may ask, who is FEDS? Mr. Fed is widely known as Mr. Jerome Powell. Mr. Jerome Fed Powell, he carries out the mandate of the Feds, which is to promote the goals of maximum employment, stable prices, and moderate to long-term interest rates. They do this by manipulating the money supply and credit rates to maintain financial balance in our country. So basically, the Feds control the banks. The Federal Open Market Committee watches the nation's open market operations. Like that camera right there.
It's not focusing. They make key decisions about interest rates and the growth of the U.S. money supply. The board of directors is an executive committee that supervises the activities of an organization, which can be a for-profit or a non-profit organization, such as a business or gov agency.
Open market is the buying and selling of government securities. That means that the Fed doesn't decide on its own which securities dealers it will do business with. Instead, the choice emerges from an open market, in which the various securities dealers that the Fed does business with, the primary dealers, compete with price. They are the most flexible option and the most frequently used tool of monetary policy. The discount rate is the interest rate that's charged by Federal Reserve banks to depository institutions on short-term loans. The discount rate alters the bank's borrowing costs, and hence the rates that they change on loans. Adjustment of the discount rate is considered a tool to fight recession or inflation. I realize I already did that line. Reserve requirements are the portions of deposits that banks must maintain either in their vaults or on deposit at a Federal Reserve bank. When inflation is too high, the Federal Reserve typically raises the interest rates to slow the economy and bring the inflation down. And when inflation is too low, the Federal Reserve typically lowers interest rates to stimulate the economy and move inflation higher.
That, my friends, is the end of
I think she's exactly today.
Learned a couple things today. I hope we learned a couple things today about the Feds. Well, I hope we learned a couple things today about the Feds.